What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Listen, I know y'all don't want me to be that guy, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to be that guy. That guy, I know summertime, we in July, everybody's sick of hearing about COVID or sick of COVID. You're trying to do your best to social distance, but you need a vacation, right? You need a day. I'm here to ruin that a little bit. I can't ruin it totally for you, but I'm gonna ruin it just a little bit. This video is called Top 10 Scary Times People Disappeared on Vacation. Yeah, I know. Some of y'all already got it's booked. Some of y'all are leaving this weekend. Some of y'all are on your way there now. Some of y'all are already on vacation watching this video. Just want to put something in the back of your mind. I don't know what to expect in this video, man, but the title alone should get you there, right? Listen, I'm in the same boat, man. I'm trying to figure out a safe destination to go, to take the family, just to get away from it all for a little minute. You know what I mean? That's, you can social distance and all that kind of stuff like that. So we're going to get into this video, man. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and join the family. Let's get to it.
Vacations are meant to be a time where you can just kick back and relax. You can forget about any stress and just enjoy your surroundings. However, not all vacations are like that. Some end in tragedy and the vacationers never make it back home.
And before we get started, I'm gonna tell you one of the fears that popped into my head right now. This is just one of them that you have to think about and always keep in the forefront of your brain. When you rent in these like Airbnbs and different things like that, you know somebody has a key to that place, right? You know what I mean? So me, personally, I can never sleep comfortably. You're in a foreign place, somebody has a key to it. You're vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? You're vulnerable. Now, if you travel across state lines and you don't have the ability to take your weapon with you, or you know what I'm saying? Like some of us would do if we were in the same state that we're licensed to. That's why I got to figure out how I can get my license to carry in a lot of different states that I want to go to, man. I might stop going until I can make sure that you can protect yourself, man, because you don't want to be left out there, left feeling like you out there and you naked pretty much. You pretty much out there naked. You ain't got no way to protect yourself or your family or your loved ones. And that's crazy.
Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary times people disappeared on vacation. Starting off this countdown, we have Leo Whittaker. 86-year-old Leo Whittaker was enjoying his time relaxing with his wife at a resort in Costa Rica. On August 11th, 2001, Leo nodded off on a bench at the resort while his wife took a dip in the hot springs close by. 30 minutes later, when she returned, Leo was gone and never seen again. According to witnesses, they said that when Leo woke up, he was confused and disoriented. Hotel workers remember him asking if anyone knew where his wife was. Then a few minutes later, he asked the resort guards to let him out. He was last seen wandering down the road in the rain. His family believes that he was picked up by someone who saw him walking, whereas others believe he fell off the road's steep hillside. Moving on at number 9, we have the death.
Holy that would, oh my gosh. Now think about it. She'll never be able to go on a vacation again and be comfortable and not think about it. That sucks, bro. She's gonna need extreme therapy, man. Oh man, prayers for her, bro. Jeez. That tugs at your heartstrings right there.
Valley Germans. The Death Valley Germans was the name given to a family of 4 German tourists who went missing in Death Valley National Park. On July
Death Valley. Okay, let's keep going.
July 23rd, 1996, the family disappeared. Their car was found locked in the valley with all of their belongings inside. The car had 4 flat tires. It's thought that maybe they were trying to take a shortcut to Yosemite National Park through the valley and then faced several difficulties and ended up passing away from exposure to the elements. In 2009, some bones of 2 adults were found, but it was never revealed if it was a match. In our 8th spot, we have the island troubles. 43-year-old Allison McKenzie went missing on January 8th of 2020 while on a catamaran tour in Rendezvous Key, Belize. She arrived on the small island Friday night, and by Saturday morning, she had disappeared from her tent. Now, here's the thing. No one lives on the island, it's just used for trips like this one. So it's thought that someone on the tour, like a tourist or employee, was responsible for her disappearance.
And see, they make it sound so, like, it make it sound so grandiose, like, oh my gosh, you gotta come to this island, you'll be by yourself. I'm not that type of person. I automatically start thinking like, yeah, right, I'm by myself. Foreign place, never been here before. I'm supposed to be on this island. Like I said again, you're vulnerable. You have no way to protect yourself. Think about it, man. I know these exotic islands be looking so tempting, man. Scary at the same time.
Whereas others believe that she may have gone on a late night swim and then drowned. Her 2 daughters remain devastated and hope that they can receive answers soon as to what happened to their mom. In our 7th spot, we have the hunting trip. On September 5th, 2009, Mel Nadil was out on a hunting trip in the Santa Fe National Forest with his friends. On that day, he told his friends that he was going to travel out a bit further, but he would be back before nightfall. That night, he never returned. He left his Jeep near the campsite with most of his gear locked inside, including his backpack, phone, and a GPS unit. But it's weird because it said that he normally carries his GPS with him. Dogs ended up tracing his scent 50 yards from the camp until the scent just disappeared, as if he just vanished into thin air. It was thought he may have been attacked by a wild animal, such as a bear, but there was no blood or torn clothing found. Now here's another thing. Investigators found a new pair of woman's pants in his Jeep at the hunting camp, making them believe that he ran off with a woman. But his wife claims that he liked his pants to fit tight, so they were probably his. I just wish that we had answers. Coming in at number 6, we have the crew.
Sounds like to me he met a woman out there. Tried to be, you know what I mean? I don't know, that sound crazy. Maybe tried to give her a ride or something, and she turned on him.
Cruise ship couple. On May 12, 2005, Hugh Pham and Hugh Tran went missing on a cruise ship on the Caribbean seas. They went on this trip as a Mother's Day gift, but sadly it took a dark turn. All that was left behind by the couple was their flip-flops found on the deck. Now, it was presumed that the couple committed suicide, but there's no evidence to prove that. In fact, family members reported saying that they were in good health and that they were happy on this trip. When the pair went missing, the crew waited 4 hours before notifying the US Coast Guards.
Wait a minute, bro. You mean to tell me with all those cameras on those boats, in which there are a ton of cameras on those boats, they don't see nothing, they can't tell you nothing. Like it's a lot of cameras that you don't even know are there. That's why they tell you that, like, people who have the balcony rooms, that you think people can't see you on the balcony rooms, yeah, they can see you, bro. But people don't care anyway. But anyway, that's, you gotta tell me something, fam. What do you mean they just disappeared? Did it happen when they docked and they never came back on the boat? Then that's something different. But they just disappeared from the boat and you have no footage whatsoever? I'm not buying that.
The family is convinced that this was done to allow the ship to further distance itself from the location where they went missing. It seemed like the cruise ship was only concerned about keeping their reputation. It's very frustrating. Their poor family never got any answers as to what happened to them. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with Tifan Veron. On July 29th, 2018, 36-year-old French tourist Tifan Veron disappeared while on vacation in Nikko, Japan. She was traveling alone, but had thoroughly planned her trip for months. While on vacation, she sent her family and friends photos every day, until one day they just stopped. On July 29th, 2018, Tifon went out to Nico Forest and never returned. Upon searching the mountains and rivers, police found nothing, no personal belongings, and no body. This case was very hard to solve for numerous reasons. One, the family found it hard to work with Japanese policemen since they didn't speak Japanese, and they needed an interpreter, which was expensive. Two, her room had been cleaned and re-rented to someone else, so they couldn't search it for clues. And three, it said that she connected to the internet with her phone at 10:34 on the day of her disappearance, but police have no access to geolocalization because the telephone operator won't give them the records. No evidence has been found, so we still don't know what happened to her.
I know I said I was gonna try to ruin y'all trip, but I think I kind of just ruined mine too. Yeah, bro. Like, cause hey, you be wanting to go to a lot of these countries, man, and but you hear some of these stories and you be like, man, I just want to stay home. Staycation. Who down for a staycation?
Making our way down the list of number 4, we have Lars Maack. This is a very famous and mysterious unsolved case. If you are a mystery junkie like me, then chances are you have seen the weird and unexplainable CCTV footage from this case. The footage shows Lars running out of Varna Airport in Bulgaria, climbing over a fence, and disappearing into the forest. He was never seen again. The 28-year-old German was scheduled to travel back home with his friends. However, he was told he was unable to because of a ruptured eardrum. His eardrum was ruptured after getting into a bar fight during his trip, but no one knows why he fled the airport like that. He left behind a bag containing his wallet, passport, and phone. A couple days prior, he exhibited paranoid type behavior as caught on his hotel's security cameras. He even phoned his mom and in a whisper told her that 4 men were going to come and kill him and that she should cancel his credit cards. Now, some people think that Lars' behavior is a result from his ear injury and maybe he had suffered from a brain injury as well. Also, the antibiotics that he was on may have had side effects that caused—
I want to know who he got in a bar fight with. You always hear those stories of people getting into a bar fight and the person they got into a bar fight with is actually related to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And the word got back to that somebody, and now you're in a whole mess of trouble, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done stepped into something now it ain't no getting out of. So that could have happened too.
Him to become more paranoid, whereas others believe he was a drug mule and wanted by criminals. But to this day, this case remains a huge, bizarre mystery. In our third spot, we have the missing nun. On July 6, 2016, a Catholic nun, Sister Eileen Christie, went missing while vacationing in Austria. During her vacation, she kept in contact with her nephew via email. The last email she sent told him that she had checked into her hostel. Shortly after, she disappeared. Authorities—
Which one of you fools, which one of you devils took out a nun? Fam, what? A nun? A nun? Which, how? A nun, bro? Can't no good come of you taking out a nun.
These were contacted after she failed to return any emails for a week. Now, here's where it gets strange. Upon searching her room, authorities noticed that most of her belongings, like her passport, cell phone, and wallet, were left behind. But one of the only missing items from her room was a swimsuit. This has led them to believe that she might have drowned while taking a swim. However, she was a strong swimmer. She swam frequently during her travels. She also was familiar with this area of Austria. Due to her familiarity with the village, it made authorities believe that she was kidnapped, but we still don't truly know. In our second spot, we have the Panama Hikers. Chris Kremers and Lizanne Froon were young Dutch tourists excited for their trip to Panama. In fact, they spent 6 months planning this trip. On April 1st, 2014, the two went on a hike in the Panamanian jungle, but sadly, they never made it back home. The host family alerted the authorities and an aerial search of the forest was done. Searches were conducted for weeks, but the girls were nowhere to be found. Eventually, their blue backpack was found along the banks of a river. door. In the backpack contained Lizanne's passport along with other personal belongings. Most importantly, they found their camera and cell phones, which contained all the clues. It was revealed that 77 attempts were made to call the police. The photos on the camera revealed the most heartbreaking evidence. It started off with the girls taking normal photos, showing them being excited about their trip. The next set of photos were taken in the dead of night on April 8th. Some were just random photos, like showing their surroundings. Others were photos of the back of Chris's head, showing blood dripping down from her temple. It was theorized that they used their camera's flash as a source of light. Others theorized that Lizanne was taking photos to document Chris's injuries and their location. 2 months later, a pelvic bone and a foot still inside a boot were found. Then the bones of both the women were discovered. Some say they died after getting lost in the jungle. Others theorized that they were murdered and the killer deliberately took the photos and made the phone calls to make it seem like they got lost. And in our #1 spot, we have
in the boot? Pelvic bone in the boot? Pelvic bone in the boot. And you telling me they just got lost? I'm not buying that after you find a pelvic bone. Look at your pelvic bone, bruh. No funniness. I'm not trying to be no... Look at your pelvic bone. How does that get to your boot? Foul play, right? Exactly. Don't try to feed me, oh, they got lost, and oh, we got lost in the heat, and maybe an animal ain't gonna just mangle you and then come back and put your pelvic bone in the boot. Stop it, man. They be trying to sell you, like they be trying to sell you a bridge in Brooklyn, man. I'm not buying it.
Natalie Holloway. The disappearance of Natalie Holloway is the most famous case of all of Aruba's missing persons. Natalie was a senior on a school trip in Aruba in May of 2005. On the last day of their trip, Natalie and her friends went out to local bars. They were seen hanging out with 3 young men. Natalie was last seen that night of May 30th. She never returned to her hotel room. It said that she drove off with a group of local men, all of which were arrested multiple times for Natalie's kidnapping and possible murder, but were never convicted. Out of these group of men, one named Jeroen van der Sloot was the primary suspect. In 2008, while under the influence, van der Sloot said that Natalie had died the morning after her disappearance, and that his friend disposed of her body. He later denied this. But his friend came forward and said that van der Sloot paid him $1,500 to dig up Natalie's remains and cremate them with a bunch of animal bones. Sadly, the family never received any closure as to what truly happened to Natalie. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comments.
And it sounded like they were just antagonizing the family.
Shout out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from my video, Top 10 Scary Reasons You Shouldn't Mess with an Ouija Board.
It sounded like they was just antagonizing the family. Like, oh, I paid him $1,500 to dig up the bones, and then you get arrested and you totally deny it. So what did you tell the cops? I was just playing. Huh? What? Yeah, man, I started off trying to mess with y'all and ended up getting myself worked up. Now watch Queen gonna be like, all right, so you ready to talk about this vacation we gonna go on or somewhere we gonna try to go? And I'm gonna show her this video. I'll let y'all know how it goes. I'll let y'all know how it goes, man. Y'all get at me in the comment section, man, and make sure, fam, hit the like button. Hit the like button for your boy, all right? Subscribe if you're new, and stick around and stay tuned, man. Till the next reaction, I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.